Okay, how's it going, everybody? Episode 1 of a new show, the Eric and Brad Show. My name's Brad.
My name's Eric.
There we go. We decided to start a show. We're obviously not together. We are in different states, but due to the amazing technology, we can do it over the internet.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Good. How you doing, man?
Pretty good. And considering when this idea came about, I feel like we pulled it together pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Right?
Started, I think, Wednesday. So 3 days or something like that.
It might have been Monday.
Monday?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. Yeah. Still very short amount of time.
Yeah, still very quick. And the fucking whole technical shit behind all of this craziness is just insane. When Eric reached out to me for this idea and started throwing his ideas out there, I very quickly realized this is kind of uncharted waters. Because I've done a couple podcasts in the past, and it wasn't even this technical. It's just a lot of shit.
Yeah, I think though, like a bunch of people are doing exactly what we're doing at the same exact time. Because I've just seen a bunch of shit online, and like everyone's kind of forced to do this quarantine, separate, can't do it in the same building. Because they did like a all things comedy thing, and it was I think it was like Bill Burr's his network or whatever, and they just had like doing the same thing, and it was just like 30 comedians just all like sitting in a waiting room, and they just throw them in. And I'm pretty sure they used the same Zoom and everything like that to do that.
Yeah, that's a good point. A lot of podcasts right now that do meet up physically are now doing it like this.
Yeah, well, I was wondering that, like right when the whole quarantine thing started, I was wondering, I'm like, dude, what's going to happen to podcasts? Because, that's not essential, shit.
Yeah.
But it is. It's like Joe Rogan's still doing it. Like all those guys are still doing it. And they're like, they fall under media, and like media is allowed to do their deal.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you make money from it, it's your job. And even a couple of shows I follow at Sirius XM, right? Old school satellite radio. They're all doing it from home,
Yeah. What's funny is the ones that are and the ones that aren't. Some literally aren't even caring. Like they're just like still meeting up in the studio, still doing it, and they're just like, most of it's in California, and I think they got the 6-person limit or whatever, so they're just like, we got under 6 people, everything's good. You know what I mean? I don't know how I feel about it, because I think it's kind of BS. Like some of these guys just telling dick jokes, and it's like, okay, wait a second, you can go to work, just like literally you're not like putting any news out, you're just like the worst podcast, and yet they're still doing it.
Yeah. And yeah, California is a little more, I guess, relaxed, because like Sirius XM's in New York, and like in Manhattan, their offices. So I guess they're right now in New York, it's like way more strict.
Yeah. I don't follow. I intentionally try not to like watch the news, but I feel like California. I know that New York's bananas right now, but I feel like LA is like relatively bananas too. Like they're being weird.
God, it's April 18th right now. This has probably been going on for like 3 weeks, and it fucking sucks. And I haven't even been affected that much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think like
people being like laid off. I can't. Oh God.
It hasn't affected me in the slightest, at all. Like the only thing is like going out to eat, which I usually go out to dinner like at least once, every day, if not every other day. That's been the only thing that's been affected. But I just
the grocery store.
Yeah, it's like weird out there.
The other day, going to Albertsons, like there's a line out front, and there's a guy at the door with a mask on, an Albertsons employee, and he's like, it's like getting into a club, because you're standing in line 6 feet apart. You move as when someone comes out of Albertsons, they let someone else in. Someone comes out, they let one other person in.
Wait. Yeah, this is in North Dakota?
Yeah.
And how many people were they allowing in?
I don't know. I got inside, and there's like, it almost felt empty. There must have been like 30 of us, 40 of us in there.
Oh, that's BS. They're doing that with some stores here, like
Yeah,
Home Depot's that way. The Home
yeah.
Depot is 6 people in, and Sportsman's Warehouse, like a few stores like that. But then, like, I go to Safeway here, and the Safeway is, I think it's a 200. They're allowing 250 people in. So like the grocery stores here.
Home Depot.
What's up?
There's only 6 people allowed in Home Depot.
I don't know if they've relaxed that, but like two
Damn.
weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, like that they started that, and there's just this huge line. And then I saw some stuff on like Facebook and stuff like that, people saying, dude, they're only allowing 6 people in. And I'd forgotten about it like 3 days ago and went to Home Depot and just pulled in and like, parked and then go walk it. And I go to like walk in the front door, just kind of looking at the ground, and then just like, oh, dude, just got back in the car and left. I'm like, I am not sitting. Yeah, there was like a good 50 people.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Like getting into the world's most popular club. And then I finally get to the front of the line and I'm standing there with that kid. And then we're just waiting. We're just waiting for someone to walk out, and someone walks out. He's like, go ahead. Like, thank you. It's like,
Don't
geez,
were they forcing a 6 foot deal between all the people standing in line? See, I don't, okay, like I find it so like dumb that like for Home Depot, like they have huge aisles. You really are never all that close to someone in Home Depot to begin with. And like,
right.
I don't feel like you're separating anybody anymore on the outside of the store than you are on the inside of the store. You know what I mean? Like the same amount of people are going to touch the same amount of stuff in the store. So, okay, so that's dumb. But then,
Right.
okay, well, like the only thing is they're just outside versus inside. But it's like, I just like a Home Depot. Come on, like I just disagree with it. I think it's just ridiculous to do.
Yeah, it sucks. It is not a fun fucking world when everything's shut down. And I don't know if I feel bad for all the kids that lost the end of their school year, because I mean, I feel bad for a lot of them. I mean, me, if it would have been me if I would have been in their shoes, I would have been perfectly fine with it. If in March they were like, school year's ended right now, I would have been like, fuck yes, let's call it.
So this is something I don't know much about. Is everyone just going to get their like diploma and stuff, even though they didn't finish?
Well, I think they've just been finishing online.
Oh, everything just reverted to online.
Yeah, I think.
It's just kind of a school by school deal, because that would suck if you had to go back next year and do a semester or something like that.
I don't think we can do that.
And then what about like, kindergarten through 5th grade? You know what I mean? Like, they just like, here, take. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anybody really with. I mean, I know people with kids, but I haven't really talked to them about how it's going on.
Right.
But I mean, if I was a kid, I would be ecstatic right now. I'd be having. Yeah, I hated school. I didn't want to go to school. Like, they shut that down. I would have been so happy. I would have been mad if my parents would have been like the crazy parents. You know what I mean? Right. You see like the two different kinds of people out there right now. Like, I would have hoped. And I'm pretty sure my parents would have like not really cared all that much. Like, right. But then you got the parents like, no, you're not going anywhere. You can't ride your bike. You got to sit inside the house. Then I would be like, well, if I had my Xbox, maybe I wouldn't care. But
it's probably keeping a lot of people alive. I think there's a lot of rampant fucking alcoholism too. Because, I'm on TikTok. Like, I'm not producing anything on TikTok. I'm just like, I don't know what they call it, like a lurker.
Lurker?
Yeah, because they call people on like Reddit and stuff lurkers, who just don't ever post and just read, I guess.
Okay.
But just the trend on TikTok is just waking up and just going for the vodka and just too long. It's like, I don't know. People are just doing whatever the hell they can.
I've been trying to do that. Like, that was my number one goal. I'm in a weird situation because I'm working for this roofing company and it's not my main gig, but right. Like, I told the guys right off the bat, I was like, I'm not hurting for work or like hurting for money. And I was like, and it's a smaller company. There's only like 8 guys that work there. And I told them right off the bat, I was like, dude, if it hits slow parts at all, do not feel bad about telling me to just put me off. You know what I mean? Till next week or whatever, until whatever. But what sucks about it, to get back to the drinking part, is like, it's literally like a day by day basis. Like, I don't know if I have to work, you know what I mean? Like the next day
Right.
until like 6 or 7 o'clock at night. So it's like, I can't start day drinking. You know what I mean? If I start day drinking at 9 and then I have to work the next day, I'm not going to work the next day. You know what I mean? Like, no way. Like,
yeah, everyone's kind of affected differently, I guess. I don't know. It's so fucking stupid. It's 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 like it's I guess I didn't really take it seriously until the NBA shut down. And I know you don't follow sports, and I don't even follow
but
too.
that was the big like thing. Like, that
Yeah,
is literally like the tipping point whenever because everyone heard about that. I don't watch it, but everyone's like, dude, a
yeah.
guy in the NBA has it. And it was like, oh,
Yep.
and
Yep.
yeah, and then like, yeah, that was like the day it all switched around. I still have yet to like, I've had a few like minor panic attack, you know, like actually gotten worried about it a little bit, like, oh man, this is weird. But yeah,
Yeah.
I I yeah, I
It's like and you don't know, and just to let you know, like as far as the sports leagues go, like football, hockey, baseball, basketball, whatever, the NBA is usually on the forefront of like making good decisions. Like they're kind of like they've been in the hit past, like been able to set the blueprint for the other organizations to kind of follow.
oh,
They have a really good like commissioner or whatever. So like they did it first, and then the other ones followed right in line. It was like basketball did it, and then like hockey, baseball, whatever. They all like followed behind them. NASCAR, I think, maybe something like that.
huh,
But when the NBA did it, I was like, oh fuck.
yeah.
I can't find the date they did it, but
Well, I think that's like part of the issue is like yeah, I don't know how deep we want to go here, but it's like you have huge corporate, you know, huge entities like that, like the NBA or something like that. And literally we've gotten to a point like culturally that like everyone's so scared to like make the wrong decision. You know what I mean? Because they'll just get blasted, you know, if
right,
they do something wrong. So, and you know, a lot of political people talked about that like right off the beginning is like it's better to like freak out and have it go away and you were overreacting than
yeah,
to underreact and it become big like that. And so, and I think that's a lot of the issue we're in is like people just don't want to look like the bad guy, you know, big like the NBA or like anyone like that. They don't want to ever look like they did something wrong.
right,
And you know, it's better to lose money than if like, you know, if someone dies or, you know, something like that. Like they don't want to deal with that.
right.
And then I think once all those big corporations that actually worry about how people think about them, they all overreact. And then just regular people, then they look at that and then they're like, oh my God, now we all have to overreact. You know what I mean? And then it's
Yeah,
just
and
like
then they go buy all the toilet paper.
worldwide. Dude, oh my God. That pisses, dude. I get so, like, if I'm in a store and I see something out, I will audibly start speaking, like, not as loud as I can, but I will start speaking just to the people in my vicinity, just like you pieces of shit. Like, I get so mad about it. Like, just like, why are we buying all the toilet paper? Like,
It was funny. Yeah, a buddy of mine was like his girl, like right as soon as the toilet paper thing hit, his girlfriend came to him and was like, by the way, we're down to one more roll and that's it. And he's looking at her like, are you fucking kidding me right now? It was just bad timing. They weren't like, panic buying like preppers or whatever. It was just bad timing. And
yeah, yeah.
they had to go be a part of the mob, like rushing into the store trying to fucking snag a thing of toilet paper. But yeah, I think that happened with a lot of like governors of states too. Like as soon as one shut down, like the next
Yeah.
one did, the next one did. And I think it's like they're thinking like, 20 years from now when someone asks me like, "Oh, when you were governor during this COVID thing, did you react to it properly?" And they want to be like they want to be able to like sleep good at night. So they want to be like, "Yes, I put the safety of the people first."
Yeah,
Over
yeah.
like 20 years from now after it's all said and done and everything's recovered, they want to be able to say like, yes, I did the right thing or whatever.
Yeah. No, totally. I mean it's kind of it's something I kind of hate about society is like I don't know, just the safety. Everyone's like way more involved in their safety net than actually like just thinking about something logically. You know what I mean? It's just like, you know what I mean? It's just like,
yeah. Yeah. And I think we'll look back and say that there was a lot of overreaction, but it's just because, you know, it comes out of nowhere. It came out of nowhere. I don't know.
I just don't, I mean, again, I haven't followed it that much, but I just don't understand. Like, I remember the last freakouts and they weren't freakouts. You know what I mean? Bird flu, swine flu, like those. I remember that shit circulating like younger. And like, yeah, we just literally turn on the news, see it and be like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? Like, no one ever like freaked out. Like I felt like, I feel like it's a sign of like where humanity's at. It's like you know what I mean? Like we just make the biggest deal out of like, yeah, just bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like, you know, someone says something, some like newscaster or something says something halfway offensive, and people just freak out and be like, he needs to lose his job. His kids are bad. His wife is bad. He's bad. Fire him. He's banned forever. And it's like complete overreaction of stuff when maybe it wasn't even that bad or something like that.
Dude, that actually brings me. Are you privy to the whole Kyle Larson thing?
Is that the NASCAR driver?
Yeah, you heard about that? Did you see?
I heard about it. I didn't hear the video.
I'm pretty excited about this one.
Oh my gosh!
Did you hear it?
Barely.
Oh.
Yeah, so he gets separated from his microphone, so it's like in the background. But like, yeah, for anyone that doesn't know what it is, I mean, it's kind of like, do you know
a virtual race, right? It wasn't like a
real.
Do
you know that's like huge in NASCAR, right? Like I've had a few buddies that are really into the NASCAR game.
Oh, okay.
Well, a lot of NASCAR drivers, like a huge percentage of them, play NASCAR, the video game.
Oh, okay.
Like, no, it's a huge deal. Like, and then it becomes like a sponsorship thing. Like it's dude, out of video games, like it's kind of this unsung like side of video games that like is actually very big. And it's like the guys that are into NASCAR games are balls deep into NASCAR games. Like they take it so seriously.
That's into NASCAR games.
Really? Dude,
yeah.
I had a roommate that like, dude, like he had a schedule set up. Like he's like, okay, at Saturday at 8:00, he'd go in his room and he'd like tell all the roommates, like, do not disturb me. Like, do not knock on this door. And he'd like lock his door and everything and then get in these races. Pretty sure there was money on the line for like, you know, they would do, you know, if you did so well, you would enter like enter competitions or whatever with your crew. And like they'd do it legit, like as legit as possible. Like they'd have teams and they'd do it just like how NASCAR would do it. They'd enter a race with a teammate and like you would work, you would do a 2-hour race with your teammate. And
my God.
Yeah. They take it very seriously. And then like, it's so like, supposedly it's so like the game is so well done. Like the drafting and all that stuff, like the physics of the game is so well done that professional guys have like backed it a lot. They're like, actually this is very similar to how it is in a race. Like, you know what I mean? Like what's going on.
It's seriously a 2-hour race on a video game.
You get on and you like legitimately lap for lap do exactly what they do in a real race. Like
that's ridiculous.
Yeah. And they go through a whole season. They like will fight, you know, I'm no professional here, but I've seen it. So I may be wrong on a few details, but I mean, like, I know that I'm pretty sure they follow a season like through and through, like exactly how NASCAR is following it. Like they you know, on Sunday we have a race at Tampa or whatever. And like all these guys will get in and do it. So anyways, that Kyle Larson dude is in, and obviously he's not in with a bunch of NASCAR drivers. He's in with a bunch of nerds. So you know what I mean? Like they don't even care what, you know what I mean? Like they could probably, well, I'm sure a few of them are like famous streamers, but you know, there's probably some guys in there that literally don't even care. You know what I mean? Like they could get away on their channel. They could do, you know, N-word this, N-word that. And like, not, you know, I'm not going to lose anything. Like, dude, I think that happened Wednesday night. And like something happens to his microphone and like, he like looks down, gets away from his microphone, and just like inward. And then yeah, everyone in the lobby just like, oh my god, dude, like how the yeah, it's faint, but
You can't hear me? Hey, nigger.
oh! Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah. and then the next day.
Yeah, I just want to say I'm sorry. Last night I made a mistake and said the word that should never, ever be said. And, there's no excuse for that. I wasn't raised that way. It's just an awful thing to say. And I feel very sorry for my family, my friends, my partners, the NASCAR community, and especially the African-American community. I understand the damage is probably unrepairable.
Yeah, so like,
well, he shouldn't have said it.
Yeah, I mean,
right when he said,
I know, I don't know. I just know being in that situation. Like, dude, okay, let me tell you a quick story. Like, when I lived in Sandpoint, I was like 19.
Sandpoint, Idaho?
Yeah, in Sandpoint, Idaho. Like, I know that, like, yeah, obviously you should never say that word. But, like, dude, people are lying to you. The amount of white people are lying to you that they've never said that word. You know what I mean? Like, there's a vast majority of people, like, you get a bunch of white dudes together, like, they're going to say it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's in culture. It's in, like, 99% of rap songs. So anyways, I met this dude from Dallas, had moved up to Sandpoint and was working at a restaurant with me. And he was like a 6'3", 6'4", giant black dude. And like tatted head to toe. You could very from the ghetto. Like you couldn't just like,
oh God.
He was from like downtown Dallas. Like he was just like the way he talked, everything. So anyways, like we kind of became good friends and I brought him into a group of friends of mine. And one night, like we're hanging out smoking pot and there's like 4 of us in there and me and him are playing Mario Kart on the N64.
Yeah.
And it's just me and him sitting on a couch. It's like 2 a.m. and the other 2 are like in the kitchen or whatever. And like, I'm invested in this game and like, just so into this game. And like, he beats me or does some bullshit, like hits me with the red chill or something like that. And I drop it. I'm just like, oh, you fucking N-word.
Oh my
God. Dude, he's sitting right next to me. And I just freeze, dude. Just like, oh my God, I'm dead. I'm fucking dead. Like this dude is, dude. And he just like, didn't even like say anything about it. He just like, and just kept going. And I was fucking for 2 minutes, dude. I'm like shaking next to him. Like, oh my God, I'm going to die. Like I'm going to die right now. So, I mean, I get that that's a horrible word to say, but it's like, there's a lot of people that can relate to it that won't admit that they can relate to that situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I get when he says, like, I'm sorry for my family. At first, that sounded kind of dumb. I'm like, what does your family have to do with any of this? And then I'm thinking, well, if he is getting fired, then I guess they'll be affected.
Oh, anyone in his realm, like, because, yeah, within that, dude, like, I was reading the timeline on it, and, like, dude, instantaneously, everyone dropped him. Like, his team dropped him, every sponsorship, within, like, a 5-hour window of that happening. Yeah. Everyone. Like, he just lost everything. He can't, they kicked him off the team. Yeah, his life is, I think he's 26, 27 or something like that, 28. And just, yeah.
That's fucking crazy. And yeah, there was an Eagles receiver, Philadelphia Eagles football receiver one time back in the day. His name was Riley Cooper, I believe. And he was at a Kenny Chesney concert in the Philadelphia Eagles stadium, like during the summer. And someone's recording him. He's wearing like a cowboy hat, a white guy. And someone's recording him with the phone and he dropped it. And I can't remember if the team immediately dropped him or not. I think they didn't. I don't know. It's a bad thing to say.
It is. Yeah. I mean, it is. Yeah.
And the whole NASCAR connection makes it so much worse,
Oh, the fact that they're like already labeled hillbillies. You know what I mean? Like you already have this like, oh yeah, fucking, of course the NASCAR dude said that. Just like
if you go to a NASCAR race, like you're bound to hear it a few times, and you ain't hearing it from black people.
Yeah. I wonder what the percentages are of like their African American fan base. I wonder if it's like just zero.
Probably. I don't know. I wonder if there's any African American drivers, because I've never heard of any.
There's
a few African American hockey players, but
yeah,
I don't know. There's probably more women, that's for sure.
In NASCAR?
Yeah.
That would be really weird if there's more women than there are African American dudes. Like
Yeah,
that would blow my mind.
There was that whole unreleased video of fucking Joe Exotic saying it, or saying that he wanted to say it.
Oh, remember? And they cut it all out of there?
Yeah. He was saying like, if they can say it, why can't I say it?
I didn't see that, but now that you brought that up, like watching that whole documentary, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, I'm surprised that I didn't hear any of that in there. Like they obviously like went through that and like combed all that stuff out of there. Cause there's no way that group of people wasn't dropping that shit like left and right.
Right. Cause they're terrible people and I hate them all.
So yeah, what's your, why do you hate Tiger King so much?
It's like at first I was into it because usually I'm drawn to like crazy people.
Yeah.
And just insanity. And usually like I'll be like, I follow that person on Instagram or something, not because I like them, but just because they're crazy. Or I'll, watch stuff or whatever because they're just crazy people. And I like, it's just, I don't know I just like it. I don't know. And usually like in a workplace, they'll be like all kind of the normal people. Then there'll be like that one crazy dude that doesn't talk to a lot of people. And I'll be like, I want to talk to that guy. But those people are just terrible people because of the whole animal connection. I'm sorry to be that guy, but it's the truth. He's out there standing on top of a freaking sheriff's truck with a guitar, making his music. I saw a tiger and the tiger saw me or whatever. But at the same time, your animals are eating expired Walmart salami and there's not enough of it because you're broke. Like,
yeah. Okay. No. Okay.
The ego was the main thing. The animals were the huge major backseat to that. So you're down there passing out flyers trying to be the fucking president of the United States, which is never going to happen. Meanwhile, the animals are back there scrounging for food and, probably with all the other guys, the doc guy or whatever, probably just electrocuting cubs or gassing them or whatever.
Okay.
So
Okay. Wait a second though.
Terrible people, and they all deserve to be locked up.
Okay, wait a second though. So you hate the show because of that. Like you have a grudge against the show because of the way they treat animals. Well, the more publicity this whole thing gets, the more attention like animal rights is going to be in the tiger community. Like already the fact that came out, like now people know about it, whereas a lot of people didn't even, I guarantee the majority of the population didn't even know that there was a majority, like a huge group of tigers in the United. I think, isn't it that we have more tigers in captivity here than there is in the wild? Isn't that what they say? Like,
in the wild in the whole world.
Yeah, that there's more in the United States in private deals. Like, and
it's
so people
so fucking stupid. And it's like you're not a king because you forked out cash to buy tigers. It's like how to be a king if you forked out cash to buy Ferraris.
Okay, but your first argument is that like that's bullshit and it's inhumane to animals. Well, they're doing more good by the more popular they get for animals. Like the more memes that come out about Carol Baskin, the more people like they're into like, well, this is bullshit. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. I see. Yeah.
And then the second part of that is like it's kind of died down now. It's not as funny to me, but like that week after that show came out, dude, the memes were fucking fantastic. Like it was I like a lot of times like a meme was just like, I'll like laugh. Like a few of them, I legitimately like busted out laughing by myself on the phone. Like this is gold. That whole side of that is like the funny part to me. Has nothing to do with the show. Like to me, you have to watch the show to just get the background of what everything's going on. And then the internet does the rest. The internet's like the funny part of that. Like,
Yeah, I see what you're saying. It just seemed to me like it definitely seemed to me like before I watched the show, from seeing all the memes and everything, it seemed like people were, in love with these characters on the show, and that they were like glorifying them. So I'm like, damn, this, like, I want to know what this is about. And then I watched it. I'm like, these are terrible people. I'm like, other reality shows like Kardashian, Jersey Shore, those people are better than these people just because they're not fucking killing animals in the process for profit.
Okay, totes my goats. Something else I want to bring up that I think you're gonna be like, you're a piece of shit, but I'm like, dude, for my whole life, I've known about the whole tigers in captivity thing for a long time. I've always been like fascinated with private collections of animals like that. Like they brought up in the movie the guy who released all his animals from the fucking, where was that? I think it was more north. It wasn't in the south, but the guy, it was in the documentary. The guy like released like 200 wild animals in that town, and they ended up having to like kill all of them. Okay. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, it was a big news story like 8 years ago or something like that, like 10 years ago. Some guy, like, I think he killed himself, but before he killed himself, he just opened up all his cages and just let all of his animals out into this town.
Jesus.
And I remember that, but like, dude, the thing that bugs me, and you're probably gonna hate me given your stance, how this is I've always wanted a cat. Like, if I ever am like in the upper echelon of like have money, like have a nice house, have the means to take care of it, I will buy exotic animals. Like, I've always wanted a cat. Like, so maybe not a full.
You'd buy one, or you'd buy 230 of them.
Well, no, see, I wouldn't go. Yeah. Okay. Like, yeah, I would, their life would be good. I wouldn't buy it until I have like, yes. But the thing that's going on with this show is like, they are like, the whole Carol Baskin side is like, passing laws that you cannot have like wild animals, like in a private collection or whatever like that. Like, that bugs the shit out of me. Cause like at some point in my life, I would love to have a cat, like a cougar. Like, oh my God, it'd be awesome to have a cougar. Like, and I'm pretty sure like, they're all pushing. Yeah. I don't know if they've already like passed laws for that, but I think the result of all this is like, and eventually no one's going to be able to own one. It'll be completely illegal to own like any exotic animal.
Yeah, maybe. And
which I think if you have the means, you have the space, I don't see a problem with it. Like,
well, imagine having one big cat on like 10 acres that is a massively fenced in 10 acres.
Yeah.
I don't see a problem with that either. And what you should do, I think, is release wild food into there. Like, you have a slot
so in this
10-acre fence, and you just shove a fucking pig through there or something like that. And then just let it happen. Yeah. Not fucking expired Walmart deli meat that you're putting into pizza, 2 that your employees are taking home.
The pizza 3 part's fucked up. Expired meat, dude. I mean, these things are dragging gazelles for 12 hours through like 110 degree weather. Like, I think their systems can deal with expired meat. Like, I think they're fine. Like,
yeah. If you have the means, I don't see a problem with like 1 or maybe 2, but like 2, it was just too crazy.
And that is sad. Like,
yeah. And the Carol Baskins chick is no better than any of the other ones. She is not the Mother Teresa. She is like Hillary crazy. She is just the same as the other. If I had to pick one to work for, I'd be working for that doc guy because he has all the female interns, Yeah. but he is still, if they're like, oh, there's a rumor that he might be, gassing these cubs after they can't do cub petting anymore. It's like, okay, if there's a rumor of it, it's probably true, because otherwise he'd probably have 3,000 fucking cats and he only has 100 or whatever. I don't know. But then afterwards I'm like, should this have even been made, this series? And I'm like, well, since it's been made, it has to be watched. You have to watch it because it's there. But I don't know. I hate to be the one that doesn't like it, but that's what.
Well, no, you're definitely not alone. Like, I've definitely seen other people like, the fuck is this retarded ass show? You guys are fucking morons for watching this. And to me, it's like, no, I get it. It's dumb as hell. Like, these people are like bananas. And I'm not one
thing, I'd watch it.
I'm not one either for just documentaries in general. I fucking hate the way I hate how like so many times in documentaries, it's like, just get to the fucking point. You know what I mean? And it's just like, they'll just drag it on and on and on. And it's like, they do it just so you watch all 6, 7, 8 episodes or whatever. You know what I mean? I get why they're doing it, but it bugs the shit out of me. And like, yeah, I hate documentaries, but this one, it's just like comical. Everything is just like, so like, what the fuck is going on right now? Like,
yeah, it's like, you may now kiss your husbands because he's marrying 2 dudes at once. It's like, what the fuck is going on?
so have you watched the whole, like, have you watched it all?
Yeah.
So you saw the suicide part? Like, that was fucking
That was crazy.
bananas.
Yeah, that was bananas.
That was
I didn't see it coming, really. You know, like that one guy who's like, I'm a libertarian, so, fuck the US government. But he was like kind of telling the story of that kid, and then it's showing the security footage and going back to him sitting there, and then it's going back to the security footage, and like, I just didn't see it coming. And then it was just like, holy fuck.
Yeah, dude, that was like as close to like a smut piece you can get without it being like fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, fucking, that was so bananas to watch. Like, rarely do you get to watch something that's like, holy shit, like, that's real as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. How I couldn't imagine seeing that. And like, that dude's reaction, I wonder if I'd do the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, he just straight just doesn't move for like 2 fucking minutes. Like,
No, I think that'd be a very genuine reaction, very legitimate. Like, that's just craziness.
so
Fucking ridiculous
did you see the OJ Simpson thing?
Which one?
So, you're privy that OJ Simpson's like pretty big on Twitter.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like,
Twitter.
so yeah. So,
oh,
the show is crazy, but it's so crazy you kind of keep watching. One thing I will say, there's not a shred of doubt in my mind that lady's husband is Tiger Shushimi right now. I'm just saying.
he didn't say hello, Twitter world.
he didn't say hello, Twitter world, but the fucking irony of that son of a bitch coming out like, oh, hey, that bitch killed that dude. Just like,
yeah. It's just, life's just not even real anymore. I'm sure that it ended in 2012 with the Mayan calendar, and
we're just like living in some weird simulation, like someone just keeps fucking with us.
Yeah, it's like in 2012, it just killed everybody, and everybody just got like a DMT rush from inside.
And we've just been living in this 12 seconds, but like, really, we think it's been fucking 8 or 9 years.
Yes, fucking OJ. Yeah. So there was another documentary a few years back, and I feel like it was called the Elephant in the Living Room. And I think Joe Rogan even recommended it back in like 2014, and that one fucking traumatized me. That was about people buying exotic animals, and that one was fucking crazy.
Huh, I haven't heard about that.
Yeah, that one was fucking, just the end of it, after it was over, I was like, what the fuck did I just watch, dude? And that's just all about, people buying a little baby python snake, and then a couple years later, they're sleeping in bed with this fucking 8-foot snake, and then it's trapped in the wall, and then there's mountain lions running down the street, and there's poisonous snakes being sold, and all this crazy shit, and tigers and lions, and it was just like, and that was a while ago, but that documentary was nuts. I think
I haven't seen that documentary. I mean, again, I've been like oddly fascinated with animals like that, but I think Texas is where all this shit's like really going down. Yeah. Like, where there's a bunch of space and there's a bunch of crazy fucking people and a bunch of crazy rich people that just like own property.
Yeah.
Because I know there's like a bunch of giraffes in Texas, on private fucking. Imagine owning a fucking giraffe. Like, to me, like, owning a cat's like one thing. Owning a goddamn giraffe, like, that's so bananas.
Horses.
What's up?
I don't even know why people own horses. I just don't wanting to own large animals.
Yeah.
But that's me.
Yeah. I don't.
I'm not
yeah.
say You know, it's not like a gun owner, an anti-gun person, or say anti-gambling or anything like that, saying, you know, I don't get it, so nobody should be allowed to do it. I'm saying I don't get it, but people should probably be allowed to do it. Let's just not go too insane with it, you know? Because you can't say I don't. It's not for me, but it's not for you. Like, you can't say that. You can just say it's not for you, me.
Yeah. I mean, that irritates me with so many fucking people. Is like, just like, oh no, you know, I've made up my mind, so I'm right. You all need to fucking change because of my fucking stance on that. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do that. I'd be a hypocrite.
So, fucking
episode 1 of the show.
I do have like the gun thing just kind of reminded me. Dude, I don't know why this trips me out, and I hope this doesn't come off like oddly racist. But so I live in this apartment, and like 6 months ago, my upstairs neighbors moved in, and it's like two like Asian girls. They're like, I'm assuming like 21, 22, 23.
All right, I'm good. I'm locked in now. Keep going.
And dude, they're hot. They're, you know, hot little Asian girls. And like when they moved in, there was like a bunch of people that came and helped them, and I was kind of judging, you know,
by their race.
In Portland, dude, you there's a lot of ethnicity all over, and like especially with Asian people is like you'll see Asian people, and then you'll see like American Asian people, and like sometimes it's hard to tell, like, you know, like how, you know, some of them will be like obviously went to high school here, grew up, you know, they have all like white friends, you know what I mean, like they speak perfect English, and then sometimes you'll see ones that, you know, look exactly the same, but then they are like, you know, struggle with English, you know what I mean, like they're definitely English is not their main language at all.
Right.
You know, and they just are different, you know what I mean? And fucking, but the people who came and helped them were like younger kids, like scene kids, you know what I mean? Like all people we went to high school, I don't know, just like, you know, the club kids. And so I was like, I kind of judged them right off the bat, like, oh, okay, they're just like Americanized, you know, they're just Asian, but their you know, they've obviously grew up in America.
Right.
And so like, dude, every experience I've had with them has been fucking weird. Like, so I, you know, I'll be outside smoking a cigarette, and like they'll go walking by me and fucking just, dude, it's like it's so awkward. Like, hey, and I'm just like, hey, and then they go walking by and just like, okay.
Are they a couple?
No, I don't know if they're sisters or what the deal is. But I haven't really ever met them. Like, it's been so awkward. Like, and so anyways, and then like as time has gone on, there's been so many like weird interactions, like just like they don't want to talk to you. Like I don't know if I've pissed them off with music or something. Like I don't know what the deal is. Like, but like I'll go to say hi, and they'll just like nod their head and keep walking, and it's like, oh, okay, well, see you, neighbor, you know what I mean, like that type of deal. So anyways, it's been like 6 months of this, and like it's getting weird. Like it's getting weird. Like it's just like, who are these fucking people? Well, then the other day, I noticed one of them driving, so I saw their car, and I was like, oh, that's her car. Like I live in an apartment, so you kind of like memorize everyone's cars, but then you don't really know who drives what car, you know what I mean? And then finally when you see him in the car, you're like, oh, you drive that car. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So on the back window of this girl's car, she drives like a brand new Volkswagen Bug. There's a SIG sticker on the back of it, like the gun. And like, wow. Nice. Dude, like it was the biggest trip up for me. I'm just like, no way. Like, so now it's a Volkswagen Bug, like a 2018 Volkswagen Bug, like a brand new one. Oh, and then it has a SIG sticker in the back window. And there's a few other ones, but like, I can't, like, I've been thinking, it's been on my mind for like 2 weeks now. Like, does she not know what the sticker means? Or is she like, you know what I mean? Like, but then how do you get that sticker? You know what I mean? You have to, I've only seen people that buy the gun and then get the sticker. You know what I mean? Like, that isn't a sticker you just run across.
Well, maybe it was she bought the car.
I thought about that too, but like the rest of the stickers look like she put them there. Like they make sense. Like I'm a little, I can't remember exactly what the others are, but it's like, I think she's packing gun. And it's just like, dude, it's like so weird to me. Like everything. It's just like, I had put them in a box, you know what I mean? And just like, oh, here's these people. And then I saw the SIG sticker and was just like, dude, this bitch is packing. Like,
yeah.
And for Portland, that's weird. Like there is so many I'm in the liberal hotbed. You know what I mean? Like everyone you meet is, for the most part, anti-gun, Bernie Sanders, 100%.
Right. Oh, it's like a while back I was trying to move to Oregon and I was doing research on gun laws and stuff. I thought they were saying like it's fine to like open carry guns anywhere.
Okay, so that's Oregon's one of those weird states. So like, a lot of my family's from Oregon, and like Oregon used to be so much different. Like, I mean, and it still is it's only Portland and Salem are the liberal hotbeds, and then the rest of it is, country boys, like the rest of the state.
Eugene too, right?
Eugene, yeah, and then Eugene's a liberal hotbed, the college town. But I mean, that's any college town. But even like Portland was not like, supposedly talking to people, Portland was not like this 20 years ago. Like, right. And it was totally different. And then it's just
still might be in place.
Yeah, so a lot of the state laws and like, yeah, it's still I'm pretty sure they were a Republican state up until like 20 years ago or something. A lot like how California was. You know what I mean? Like they were Republicans. Right. Yeah, and then now it's just
logging and like then like a big port for ships, right?
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, there was, and then yeah, and so it's just like there is a asinine amount of, and then you also have a huge, I believe we have the highest number, or like we're second place in the nation for ages 18 to 25 moving here. So like our young people population is out of control, and like, right. And they're all, they're very liberal, you know what I mean? Like, and so, yeah, anyways, with these girls, I put them in a box, like right off the bat. Was just like, no, these are just like everyone else. You know what I mean? Like all these, like, nothing wrong with being liberal, but it's just like,
are you sure it's the right sticker you're thinking of?
It is SIG. It says SIG. Okay. SIG with it's the absolute SIG sticker.
Yeah, we're gonna have to stay updated on this.
Yeah,
this is fucking weird. Especially if you turn up missing or something.
Oh, I was telling a buddy about this. I forgot about this. I wrote it down and forgot all about it. I was telling a kid I gave with about it, and he's like, "Yeah, she's carrying chopsticks." I thought that was hilarious.
Oh God, that's just some craziness. Fucking, I just can't. I can't even handle the idea of apartment living.
I hate it, but it is. There literally is no choice. Like,
yeah.
It's so expensive here. Like I live in a 1-bedroom apartment. It's tiny. It's like nice, but it's tiny. And I pay $1,400 a month to be here. God. Yeah. A house you cannot get a house for under 18. Like a shitty house is gonna anywhere in Portland is gonna be 18, right. Unless you are in the ghetto.
Yeah, or purchasing, you're probably looking at $400,000. Something
for a shitty house. For a shitty house is $400,000. A normal house, like in Sandpoint, normal just like suburban house, like what, $300,000 for like a nice 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom house. Like
and
here,
that's a lot.
Same house here, $750,000, $800,000. It's right. Bananas. Like
it's just the few times I did live in an apartment, it was just a nightmare. Ugh.
I've actually had this is my first apartment I've lived at. And it's been good. Like I haven't had.
Once you get a house again and like the yard and the driveway and stuff, you're just like, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. Oh, fuck.
Boom.
Fucking coronavirus, insanity, Tiger King. Fucking. Just to mention when you said you like documentary talk, there's a few music docs. I don't know if you like music docs, but I've done a bunch of them that are on Netflix currently, and they are so amazingly good.
Okay, which ones? Throw them
A
at me.
good music doc, there's like nothing that can even compete in like to me. Um, I mean, I a couple years ago I did like an Eagles one, I did like a Rolling
Oh,
Stone.
okay. I've watched the Eagles one.
The Eagles one was like 3 hours or something crazy,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then Foo Fighters one on there that was really good.
Wait, they
And
have a Foo Fighters one on Netflix?
I don't know if it's still on there, but it was on there, and it was
Huh.
so good. And it's just like it makes me appreciate a band or an artist so much more. And I mean,
Like
there's
just
an
knowing,
what?
just like knowing the backstory to it.
Yeah, kind of. And a lot of them are pretty similar, but it's like in the beginning, I'm like, this is just something I'm gonna watch just to pass the time. And then at the end of the documentary, I'm like, damn, that was good. Like, there's an Amy Winehouse one on there that's really good.
Oh,
Like,
she was
and
bananas.
that one won like an Academy Award for Best Documentary. That was a good documentary. There's one on there called Above Us Only Sky about John Lennon, and it's all the documentary is just about the making of the song Imagine, right? Which was voted number one song of the century from 1900 to 2000, number one song of the whole century. And it was just a doc about that song being made. And that one was really good. Then there's one on there called Oasis Supersonic, which Oasis, I didn't know anything about Oasis.
I don't
right?
know. I don't know anything either.
And then after that documentary, I was like, holy fuck, dude. I was like, that is one of the greatest bands of all time.
I love Oasis.
Yeah. That Oasis documentary was great. I think that might be my favorite rockumentary, as they say.
Yeah, I'm more down with those because that, like, at least with those, it's not like the thing that bugs me about documentaries, like I was saying, is like they'll always just like have like the final call of like a judgment or something like that, and they'll never fucking tell you until the very end. And I'm just like the fucking the cat one. Did you watch that one? The don't fuck with cats on the internet?
No, I didn't.
Dude, like everyone was like, oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's like, dude, you could have summed up that whole goddamn thing in 45 minutes. And yet you just kept like repeating the same shit over and over just to get to the end. And it's like,
Right.
but at least with like, documentaries about bands, it's,
Yeah.
they're not going to do it that way. I do enjoy watching those more because it's like, that's more just like a timeline. You know what I mean? Because like, everyone already knows, like the Eagles. You already know what happened to the Eagles, before you watch the documentary. You already know all their music. So they can't like manipulate you in that way with the people making the documentary.
Yeah, I guess they're not trying to like, impose their kind of opinion on you. They're just telling you what happened.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, that Oasis one was good. There was like a time in that band's, because they were big in like the late 90s. There was like they had two shows planned, two sold out shows, 250,000 or wait, 150,000 people each. One night was 150,000 people outside, sold out. Then they did it again the next night, 150,000 people sold out. Those shows were already booked and sold. The night before, they decided to do some random show for like 30,000 people. So then it turns out in like a 3-day period, they had played to over 300,000 people. It was just like
crazy.
Lightning in a bottle like no other. It was really good. I don't know.
I'm having a hard time. Like, what's one of their number one songs? I know Oasis. I just can't think of.
Champagne.
Wonderwall. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I like it too because it always starts like a Beatles documentary or Zeppelin or something like that, an older band. It always starts like these black and white images of these tiny little kids. It starts like at the beginning, right? And then I'm like waiting throughout the whole documentary, like when are they going to get to when they made like my favorite song? And then, you get to that point, you're like, oh, I don't know. I'm just like waiting for them to get to making the songs that you love and stuff like that. It's good shit. If anybody needs some fucking music docs to watch in their corner. Yeah.
Boom. You want to get our little guest on, or?
How long have we been going? For some reason,
1 hour.
An hour?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so we're doing this show here, the Eric and Brad show. We're thinking definitely YouTube. I'm 85% sure Spotify, and we'll go from there, right? And we're thinking like a weekly thing to do this, and we're thinking a weekly guest maybe. Doesn't have to be mandatory, but it's a good idea. Have a weekly guest that we chat with. And if you're listening, maybe you want to be a guest, you can email us, erickandbradshow@gmail.com, Eric spelled with a C and a K. And tell us maybe, what the hell you do or something you can talk about, and we'll see what we can do. It's just an idea.
Boom.
But
Well,
with the internet, all things are possible.
Hell yeah. So our next guest is doesn't really have much to offer, but he's a funny guy. Vince Higbee. He's just I guess our first guest is just kind of to see how it goes. But works in the oil field.
What the hell he's doing.
Boom. So we'll be right back after we get Vince on here.
Woo.
Vince, you can't say that about women. Jesus Christ. Oh, hey guys, we're here.
Why though?
Man,
Oh, what's up, fellas?
driving all night?
Yeah, it was a pretty long evening.
Oh God, I hate it.
600 miles of flat Montana in the middle of the.
I can't drive that long. It freaking kills me. It's a young man's game, is what it is.
Bradley, I'm like 8 years older than you are.
Well, someone 8 years older than me can do it or younger than me can do it just fine. Now I'm old, but you're still fully capable.
Yeah, weed does a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, I've fucking talking to Fox and shit. Like, he says you're just bananas with it, and I don't get how you can. Dude, I am the biggest bitch if it comes to like not getting my full 8 hours of sleep and fucking changing up my schedule. I can't fucking do that. I don't get how you do that.
You just gotta roll with it, man.
Yeah, some people can do it.
During the busy time at work, I mean, your phone goes off at 2, 3, 4 in the morning, and you have to go. So, I mean,
Right.
driving isn't that bad.
Dude, we've been talking Tiger King. We've been talking that NASCAR driver that dropped the N-bomb. I was talking about some music documentaries.
Beeves, that video
What
of the guy that dropped the N-bomb while he's driving NASCAR, and the craziest thing about that video to me is that competitive NASCAR, like video game streaming, is a thing. It blew my mind. I couldn't believe that.
Yeah, fucking, I was explaining to Brad earlier about that, and fucking, dude, there's a huge number of professional NASCAR drivers that do that play that game. Like, it's a huge deal.
I don't get it. I mean, plenty of people streaming, but fuck, I don't want to watch NASCAR. I don't want to watch other people play a NASCAR video game. That sounds awful.
I want to watch a race.
Why not?
There was one day where I was like, I'm going to make a point to sit down and I'm going to watch this whole NASCAR race from start to finish just because I've never done it before. And at the end of it, I was like, I can't do it. I just can't do it.
I can imagine how pissed off you would be watching NASCAR.
Yeah, I need some action. I need some dudes running at each other on a field, slamming their helmets into each other, something like that.
NASCAR didn't give you a panic attack?
No.
No?
No. I might have a panic attack if I go to a race. I could see that happening.
Just because so many people?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Are you into NASCAR at all, Vince?
No. I mean, I appreciate the fact that they build cars that go 200 miles an hour. That's awesome. I appreciate the fact that the driver can sit in that car for as many hours as they do, but I'm not a fan of NASCAR.
Do you think that is there any black dudes that race in NASCAR? Do you think there's more?
I've never heard of one.
Do you think there's more women in NASCAR than there are black dudes?
Oh shit! I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see why there wouldn't be black dudes and women in NASCAR.
Well, there's definitely women. I've seen there's two at least, right? I believe there's two women. But as soon as
you're talking to the wrong guy about NASCAR facts.
Yeah. Well, I don't really know shit about NASCAR either. I don't think any of us do. I think we're all out of our wheelhouse here.
At this point, we're just making shit up.
Yeah. It's just a great goddamn video.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I had to watch it like 4 times before I even caught what had happened, and then I was just like, "Oh wow, that's that's a pretty big deal."
So let's talk Tiger King, because that's the bee's knees. Brad here is not the biggest fan of Tiger King, and I'm trying to explain to him that it's not the documentary that's awesome. It's like the after effect of the documentary. It's the memes that are just fucking killer.
The meme game is pretty legit from Tiger King. That's pretty intense. The craziest thing about Tiger King to me was that shit is real. It blows my mind. And that you can buy a tiger for $2,000.
Yeah, but that doesn't make you a king because you can fork out the cash to buy a fucking big cat.
I am never
while you're pursuing your country music career and running for presidency.
Anybody should run for presidency.
Right, I agree.
Don't get me started on politics, Bradley. We talked about this.
I know. I'm sorry.
So did you see? I played this earlier, but did you see the O.J. Simpson deal?
Oh God, no.
Okay, so this
was he on Tiger?
Show is crazy, but it's so crazy you kind of keep watching. One thing I will say, there's not a shred of doubt in my mind that lady's husband is Tiger Sashimi right now. I'm just saying.
Fucking O.J. Simpson.
That just proves that life is just not real anymore. O.J. Simpson commenting on Joe Exotic or Carol Baskin or whatever. We have crossed into some other weird fucking timeline that doesn't make any sense.
Tiger Sashimi. I don't know. I know a lot of people that are like, they're almost protesting watching Tiger King, and it's like I can't believe you would willingly not watch that. After watching the first episode, there's no way I couldn't binge that fucking show. It wasn't gonna not get binged.
Well, the fact that it exists, you have to watch it, but it's just a bunch of fucking craziness.
Yeah.
If you had a lot of resources, if you had like $100 million, would you be interested in purchasing a big cat?
No, I don't even like little cats.
Right. Okay.
Any exotic animal? Would you like, if you were just a millionaire, you had like you lived in Texas, had like a shitload of land? Any animals?
Like what qualifies as an exotic animal?
Like a giraffe or a monkey or a gorilla, something like that.
I
Gorilla.
I definitely don't want like a monkey or a gorilla. The fact that they're as intelligent as they are scares the shit out of me. Like, yeah. I'm gonna be hanging out smoking weed, and that thing's gonna peek around a corner and start judging me. I don't want that to happen. Just concerned about what the pet's thinking about me. He's planning a mutiny.
Yeah. You're gonna wake up and he's gonna be sitting on your pillow, just like, I don't know, hovering, standing there. Fuck this.
I don't really think I'd want an exotic pet. It's not really my thing. Like, I have a dog. He hangs out with me. We like do stuff together, go places, and that's pretty much it.
Well, I would fucking that's been my dream for fucking ever, is to have a goddamn cat. I want a cat so goddamn bad. A fucking cougar or something like that. I don't think a tiger. I want something a little smaller. Like something, more in the 150 pound, 200 pound range. Not
something that can still rip your face off.
Yeah.
I came home today and my roommate had his cat out in the house, and I was in the kitchen and it was up on top of my shelves. No, I didn't even know it was up there. Like if it planned to attack me, I would have been dead. No, cats are scary.
They are. I agree.
I've seen them play with animals.
Okay.
No
okay.
Thanks.
Guess I'm outnumbered here, but
I mean, you're more than welcome to have a cat. When that cat snags your arm and you got that weird stumpy thing going on, dude.
You just go back to work and just keep fucking working.
You're gonna be hardcore, like that. Whatever pronoun needs to be thrown out there, person on Tiger King. Go back to work within a week. That's hardcore.
That is hardcore.
Did they even ever address that? Like, she's just like, she's gay, right? That's just her whole deal? Or is she just a butch lady? Like,
I have no idea.
When I first saw that person, I assumed it was a man. So I mean, I know assuming gender is like the most terrible thing.
Yeah.
I mean, she's got that going for her, but I think she's the only one that doesn't look like she's done about a year's worth of meth. I think she looked sober. She just, looked a little on the dude side.
Yeah. Which, I mean, that's cool. I bet you could change a tire. So fuck yeah. I don't know.
She could probably change one quicker than me.
I would put money on it, and she's only got one arm. I can tell you anything. If there's anything I can tell you about that chick, she does not drive.
She does not what?
Drive a Subaru Crosstrek.
Yeah.
My phone is going crazy. I don't know.
Oh, someone's calling you.
Oh my goodness.
Craziness for me.
Boom.
Yeah, I don't know. The fact that Tiger King is like the #1 trending thing on Netflix for like months now, or at least a month, blows my mind.
It's the quarantine effect.
Pure insanity is what that is.
Yeah,
that shows you how crazy people are right now.
If it wasn't for the quarantine, do you think this would even be a thing?
I think it'd be a thing, but it wouldn't be like as big.
I would hope it was still a thing.
It'd still be a thing.
How long do you think it would take for Bradley to have sex with Joe Exotic?
Under what circumstances? Like
under the same circumstances as anybody else in that park.
And he goes, pretty straight. And I said, do you watch porn? He says, yeah. I said, well, do you enjoy the guy with the little one doing it, or do you enjoy watching the guy with the big one doing it? And he says, well, obviously you want to watch the guy with the big one. I said, well, you ain't that straight.
Tiger King.
The memes on that line alone are incredible.
Yeah.
Oh, you ain't that straight, are you?
I just saw one with a plane doing like the smoke in the air in the circles, and it's just then a picture of him saying, "You ain't that straight." It's like, gee. Just throwing it at everything.
Do you think you could be convinced? Like, what would it take? What could Joe Exotic offer you? Like, you're just an 18-year-old kid. You show up. He's got a bunch of tigers. He's like, "Hey, I'll give you a job." Like, so the meth thing doesn't do it for you. Like,
no, nothing does it for me.
I feel like there's a crack in Bradley's wall that Joe Exotic will find and break through within at least 2 months.
Well, I mean, I'm sure, like, multiple jobs I've had, there's always that one crazy person, and I want to talk to them and hang out with them, see what the hell kind of weird opinions they have. So I would want to see what kind of crazy shit he's got going on, but
like Eddie.
House. His trailer.
What's wrong with the trailer?
Nothing. I'm just not going to his trailer.
I think you would.
No.
After some time, you'd be like, "So what you got going on in that trailer, bro?" It would happen, and you know it.
No, it wouldn't happen.
Are we talking? I'm a little confused. Is there another person we're talking about now? Or are we still talking about fucking what's his name? Tiger King.
Tiger King.
Bradley banging Tiger King.
Oh, okay.
Or being banged by Tiger King.
Tiger King deserves to be locked up. I'm sorry to say it.
They all do.
I agree.
Especially the dude with the magical chakra dick and the 11 wives.
Well, if I'm going to work for anybody, I'm working for him because he's got all the interns or whatever they are.
He's got the magical chakra dick. He's going to change your life with Venus, Bradley.
No. I'm just going to hang out with his employees.
Okay, so if you had to work for someone, who would it be, Vince? Which person in that group?
Oh, probably the fat dude with the jet ski.
Wait, the fat dude with the jet ski?
The informant.
Yeah, the informant dude.
Oh my God.
Oh, now who didn't watch it? Ooh.
I'm a little. Yeah, I don't know. Is that the guy that fucking took over the park? Is that who you're talking about?
No, that's Jeff Lowe. That's the guy that's trying really hard to still be 23.
Okay,
guy? Brad.
I have to talk from my screen to show.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the guy you'd work for?
Yeah.
Just because of the jet ski?
The only one that seems like he's mostly sane. I mean, he's the only one that seems like he's kind of got all the marbles, and I don't think he would try to rape me.
I think the Tiger. Why can't I not think of the guy's name? The Tiger King guy.
Exotic.
Joe Exotic. I think he'd be the one to work for. Dude, his place looked fun as shit, dude. Like, just they're all gun toting, fucking. I mean, whatever you want to say about a little bit of meth, like that place, I bet is fun as shit to work at a day-to-day basis. Like, just something bananas is going on.
I was worried about the trash food that they all ate. That's the only thing that scared me the most.
That's what Brad's all worried about is the trash food. Like, oh my God. Like, do you think tigers give a shit about like the food that they're getting? Like,
no, but the people were eating it too.
The pizza thing. That's part of the shit you're going to be watching from the sidelines working at his place. Like, what the fuck is going on right now?
Dude is making pizza out of trash meat.
Yeah, you're walking around handing out pamphlets for your presidency campaign, and your employees and tigers are eating expired bologna. The fucking train is off the tracks.
There weren't any tracks, bro. That's just a train it's just tumbling at that point. Insanity.
They calling you into work?
Quarantine life.
No. I tried turning all the notifications off on my phone, like right as you invited me to the meeting, and it didn't work.
It's okay.
Yeah. I figure, fuck it. It's kind of Beaves' fault now.
Yeah, I agree.
Dude, I do have this story. I kind of forgot about this story. Like 2 days ago, this is totally off topic, but I did want to talk about this. So like 2 days ago, I live right across the street from a Safeway. Like it's 500 feet, 1,000 feet from my house. And so like 2 days ago, I ran out of beer and I went walking over to the Safeway. It's like 6 o'clock at night, sun's out. I go walking up there, and as I'm walking down the sidewalk, there's this like girl, dude. She's a good-looking girl, like an 8 or a 9, dude. Let's go 8.
A Portland 8.
A Portland 8, which is like that's saying something. There's a lot of ugly people here, but
she could possibly have a dick. Is what I'm hearing.
No. She's a good look. All of us would hands down be doing dirty things to this girl. So, anyways,
yeah,
she's on the sidewalk, and I go walking up to her like to pass her, and fucking dude, she's like standing still and like looking at the ground, and then she takes like 2 steps backwards, and I just keep walking up the sidewalk. Of what the fuck is going on with this girl? And like, dude, she, from the whole time I walked up the sidewalk, she had only moved like 5 feet. And like, okay, so then I go into Safeway, which they're like balls deep in the quarantine thing now. So it's like, you have to walk down aisles a certain way. You have to enter the store a certain way, blah, 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 blah. So I get my beer, but it probably took me, over 5 minutes, at least over 5 minutes. And then I go walking out of the store. There's a cop sitting like in the entrance, has someone pulled over, and like as I walk past that guy, he's like, the cop's like paying attention to me, like, just a little side note, like he just keeps looking over at me, like whatever. So I walk past the cop, and then I get back on the sidewalk, and the girl has moved about 10 feet in 5 minutes, dude. And I'm telling you, she's like a hot girl, dressed nice, like does not look weird at all, but she is fucking out of her mind. And she just keeps like walking 3 steps forward and then like taking a step back, and like, okay. And then, so I have a case of beer in my hand. I'm like 75 feet away from this cop. And like, I walk past the girl, and she's like, hey, can I have one of those beers? And I'm like, look, there's a fucking cop sitting right here. Like, what is going on? She's like, oh, no, never mind. She's like, nice hat. I'm like, what? She's like, oh, no. I mean, nice son. What? And she's like, I mean, nice tat. Yeah. And I just like, what the fuck is this girl doing? And then I just like, I just keep walking. And like all the way down the block, I get to the like intersection to cross the street, look back, and she's just staring at me and like hasn't moved in the same exact spot. Like the only thing I can think is this girl had to have been on acid. Like it's after like everything that I was like, she was on acid. Like she had to have been. Like I don't. It was what?
What was the cop doing?
He was just on a normal, like he had someone pulled over. Like so, it had nothing to do with the girl, had nothing to do with me. But he's just like kind of involved in the situation, and she's like oblivious to the cop and just asking for a beer on the sidewalk. Like what, dude? It blew me away. Like. The rest of the night, I kept thinking about it. Like, what? I was like, dude, it was mushrooms or acid. It had to have been. Because, like, she was acting a little methy. Like, I could see someone, like, a little methed out acting that way. But she, like, was too good looking and dressed too nice, like, to be a meth head. Like, I was like, she took acid and wandered out of the apartment complex and was just standing on the street.
Dude, fuck that.
She left the perimeter of the fucking mushroom trip and made it out into public. That's the worst.
Well, then that was part of it. Then I got home and I was like, man, like I felt bad. I'm like, dude, she's going to like get in trouble. You know what I mean? Like fucking that cop's going to pull out of there.
You should have invited her up.
Well, I thought about that, but like if my girlfriend had, if my girlfriend knew that had happened, she wouldn't be too happy with me bringing some drugged out girl into the house.
It's not even that bad.
God. Fuck that shit. That's craziness.
That's Portland, dude. That is just like, I mean, that's just typical Portland bullshit.
Dude, when they say keep Portland weird, they mean that shit.
Oh, it's fucking weird. It's fucking weird here.
Bradley, dude, I was telling Beebs a while ago, I went to Portland a couple years ago, and it blew me away because like the first night that we went out to do anything, I saw somebody shitting in the street, and then within like 5 minutes of that, I saw someone shooting up drugs. And it's like, wow, this is a cool place. I like it here. Ugh.
Yeah, it's out of control here. Like it is. Dude, not to just get off on stories, but I was working downtown like a year ago, and like downtown in the industrial district on the east side, and like right on the waterfront, like very much downtown. And I cannot explain. Okay, so we had a little job site. There was only like 4 of us. It wasn't this huge commercial site, but there was a building next to us that was like took up a whole city block. and they would do this. It was an old building, old like warehouse building, very big. And they would do Portland night market there, but all the windows were closed up. Like they had boarded all the windows out, but it was still in use. But like during the day, it was totally locked down. All the doors were locked. And then every Friday, they'd open all the doors up and all these vendors would come in and they'd do this night market. Well,
nice,
dude, like every month or like every 2 months that I worked at this job site, we'd go walking down the street at like lunchtime to go to like a food cart or something like that. And there would be a shit, like human shit on every single doorway around this building in one night. Like we had went to lunch the day before and there was nothing. Streets were clean. And then we'd come to work the next day, go walking down the street, and there's like 20 shits. So it's like, what is happening here? Like, obviously, one bum is not doing this. There is like a group of bums that are like choreographing this whole thing. Like, dude, on Saturday night, we're all getting together and we're going to shit on every doorway around this building.
They're organized. They're fucking organized.
dude. Fuck that. We got a homeless problem in this country.
Dude, isn't that weird though? Like obviously they probably did something to piss these bums off. That's what I'm assuming is like they called the cops or something on them or got them like kicked out. And then like, well, fuck you. Every month we're going to be here shitting on your doorway.
That's the natural next step, I suppose.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm shitting on somebody's like property out of spite, they did something to deserve it. I know that.
Right.
That's 100% true.
Dear God. Fucking nasty.
Yeah.
That's why you need universal basic income.
Yeah.
UBI?
Yeah, get these bums off the street and into a fucking house.
What's giving a bum $1,000 a month gonna do?
It's gonna get them into a house.
That's gonna get more fiber into the turds. That's all it's gonna do.
Hey, boy.
That's it.
I don't know. That's some crazy, nasty Oregon shit.
It is some crazy, nasty Oregon shit. It's like it's just all up and down the east or west coast. Fucking every major city is like that. Like Olympia, Tacoma, Seattle. I haven't been to California in a long time, but you see the videos there. It's banana, dude. We do have a serious homeless problem. Like it is out of control.
You guys have to be patient with
What's
me.
up?
I gotta smoke. I'm not.
You're good.
I'm stepping outside to smoke.
You're good.
Can't be sitting here having a wonderful conversation with two gorgeous people and not be able to smoke.
Ooh, Mar Breads.
Here in
There we
America.
go.
Yes, sir. Cowboy killing.
America.
You know what I feel like it's an unpopular opinion, but the decade of the 2000s for country music is fucking incredible. Because I am just all Sirius XM for music at this point, and on the Y2K country station, the 2000s country music is like blows me away how good it is. I'm sorry. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. You can't disagree with me.
There's somewhere around like 2010 where it really dips off.
But in the 2000s, it is amazing, I think.
Okay. I hate country music with a passion.
Fired up. You're lighting up.
But dude, your shit is going bananas is what's going on over there.
Well, he just didn't listen to it in the right environment.
What's happening?
You're just cutting out hardcore. But I disagree with you. I hate country music. Oh no. Fuck. Yeah, my shit's going out.
Plug it in.
And he's sitting there blaming me. What a fucker.
Yeah. Technical issues. Fucking beavers.
God damn it.
God damn it.
It's good.
Blaming
I'm sorry.
other people for his problem.
He just hasn't listened to it in the right environment. And the fact he lived in Idaho for so long makes me think that I don't know what the problem is, because that's what does it right there.
He listened to too much country music as a child.
That could be it.
That's what it was. It's got to be.
It's good.
Because I know for a fact that if me and Beavis are sitting around having a few beers,
yeah,
he's gonna want to listen to some country music. I know I can get it out of him.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not is going to happen. But what I will say, to go back to the 2000s thing, I strongly disagree. I hate all country music, but it was the mid 90s was like when it was actually good. Like yeah, Brooks and Dunn, George Strait, all those guys. That was like legit country music. All my brothers are country guys. And like when I was a kid, that country music is way better than anything past 2000. I cannot fucking stomach. It is the worst country music on the planet. And then I will also say anything before the 90s is fucking trash. I hate it.
Bite your fucking tongue.
I cannot stand fucking any Conway Twitty or any of that shit. That shit is no bueno.
Well, the people that like that they ride hard for that. They love 70s and 80s country. It's too old for me. I'm a 2000s. Stick it right there. So good.
Like what artist? Like throw an artist out. Like what do you mean 2000s?
Oh fuck, dude. I don't know. Zach Brown Band.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fucking good.
So you're saying Zach Brown Band is like better than Brooks and Dunn? I think Brooks and Dunn like takes the fucking cake.
Kenny Chesney and Vince knows exactly what I'm talking about. He's not allowed to disagree with me.
I'm not disagreeing with you at all. I'm not disagreeing. That was like a different kind of country.
Yeah, for sure. I just get stuck on a Sirius XM station and then it just blows my mind away.
It was the economic shitstorm of 2008. That's what changed country music.
And maybe 9/11, patriotism.
Oh,
yeah.
Alan Jackson.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, I can't. I don't have much to say about this. I hate country more than anything. I hate it.
Dude, you need a dirt road and some beer and some cigarettes and your windows down and just drive and just play the music and you'll be like, all right, I get it.
Okay, and then the same exact timeline and the same argument is for rap music. Like 90s rap was fucking phenomenal. Like late 90s, early 2000s rap was good. Everything before that, I fucking cannot stand. It's like weird.
How can you say that?
Everything after that is trash. Like,
oh God, how can you say any rap music before the late 90s was trash?
I can't stand that like MC Hammer like bullshit. It's like such irritating music.
Well, and NWA was like 1989.
No, I know. And I listened to a lot of NWA when I was young. And then as the years went on, I was like, this music sucks. Like, it's not good music. It's like Wu-Tang is like when it was fucking perfect. That's when that shit was like good music. And like Eminem's first album, like that whole realm, shit was fire. Like they were doing so good. And then before that, it's like this pop, like it's weird fucking rap. And then after that, it got like way too gangster, and like they forgot about like making decent music. And now it's just like,
dude, one of my most favorite hip hop albums is it was a solo album by the RZA called "Birth of a Prince." Dude, I listened to that for probably 5 months straight. And that was back when we had CD players. So, I mean, I was going through AA batteries like crazy, walking around with a fucking Discman. Dude.
Hell yeah.
I don't know this album. Do you know this album, Brad?
No, I know the artist. I don't know the album.
Yeah, I know. I figured you would be. I thought you were like a rap connoisseur. I thought you'd be like, oh yeah, I know that album.
Yeah, with some artists, not the whole thing. But if your argument is late 90s to early 2000s, I'll agree with you because that's fucking good shit. If you include early 2000s, because there's some like 03, 02 albums and stuff like that is very good.
When did the Slim Shady LP come out? Was that in the 90s or
was
that
99?
99.
Was it?
Yeah, 99.
To me, that was fucking Eminem's first album was like the best thing. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Peeps, what's going on with your camera, bro?
Well, now I'm stuck to where that's going to happen. Every 2 minutes, it's going to shut down and restart back up.
It's all right.
do what you gotta do.
Yeah, it's good shit.
Boom. Well, yeah.
Early 2000s, dude. Jesus, that was a long time ago.
Well, and I was saying to a buddy a while back, the golden age of the internet was like 06 to 2011. It was when you didn't have it, when you like went to school or went to work, you didn't have it. And then when you got home, you could get on the internet. And he's like, no, the golden age of the internet's now. I'm like, no, dude, no way. 06 to 2011.
I get both sides of that. Like now the fucking technology is so user friendly that it's fucking awesome. Whereas like in that time frame, a lot of things weren't like streamlined. You know what I mean? Like it was hard to figure out some programs and shit like that. But I do miss like going home and fucking getting on like Napster or fucking LimeWire. Like that shit was phenomenal. Like that was so much goddamn fun.
I feel like it's too serious now, and it's all just people being like way too intense and serious. And it's like, this used to be fun. It used to just be about like jokes and, you know, people posting nudes and shit. And now it's all just insane, like your agenda, your political agenda or your religious agenda or whatever is just, and it's like, guys, this used to be fun.
Yeah, in that context, I get exactly what you're saying. People like, everything is a fucking listen to my opinion and fucking, you know, I'm right, you're wrong, fucking da 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 da.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
That's why I don't have Twitter.
You got
Twitter.
Facebook though. I mean, I think that's probably the worst one.
Do you have TikTok?
No.
You should get it.
I'm not 15, Bradley.
You don't have to post on there. You just lurk.
No. If I'm looking on anything, it's going to be Reddit. So I can at least see something, one, that's entertaining, two, that's informative, and three, that's, I don't know.
Reddit's very good. I love Reddit.
I like Reddit.
I literally just learned about Reddit. I had it explained to me like last week. Because I a few of those a week ago I had no idea what Reddit was. I didn't get it. And the kid's explaining it to me and he shows me a Reddit, like his Reddit deal. And I'm like, so it's like Facebook. He's like, no, it's not like Facebook. And dude, and then the more and more he explained it, I'm like, it's like Facebook. He's like, well, you don't have a profile. It's like, well, obviously someone has a profile because they're posting the shit. Like I don't get the difference between them. Like if you looked at his feed, it was the same exact thing as a Facebook feed. I don't understand the difference between it.
It's like it's almost like, you know, it's a huge source of information. So if you pick something like, say, Rage Against the Machine, and you went to Rage Against the Machine's Reddit page, there's nothing like left out of information about that topic. There's everything there that you would ever need to know about that topic.
So it becomes, it's not a feed anymore, or it's still a feed?
Well, you can subscribe to that page. So then you subscribe to the Rage Against the Machine page, and then I go subscribe to like pit bulls, like the dog, and subscribe to that Reddit page. And then you can build your feed that you scroll through. You know what I mean? But you can just go to this topic Reddit page and just find out everything you need to know.
And it's multiple people posting on that topic. It's not okay.
Each individual subreddit has, you know, thousands of people that are into that particular topic. The best way to have a Reddit is just set up an account so you can like actually look at all of the content. Don't like any pages and just scroll, because it really is the depths of the internet.
Yeah.
I got introduced to 4chan, and I can't spend any time on 4chan. That's
4chan easy.
Yeah, that's gratuitous.
What is 4chan?
It's basically everybody in the world saying the N-word.
Is it just another social media deal?
But it's like even more deep. It's like deeper. It's like the deep web.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that term before, but I have no idea what that is.
It's if you ever want to know what like the questionable areas of society are doing, just hop on 4chan or 8chan, and it'll give you an idea.
Reddit's
is it the same thing? It's like you're scrolling on 4chan? Like through post?
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah.
It's similar. I can't look at it anymore.
How old are you? You must be ancient.
Me?
Beeves?
Yeah.
I'm the middle one out of this group. 30. Dude.
I'm trying to stay connected to kids.
I don't listen to rap. I don't listen to country, and those are like the big two heavy hitters. Like, so I'm out of that loop, you know. And then I only have I've downloaded like Instagram and Snapchat. I don't even think I've ever sent someone a Snapchat. Like, I got it and was like, okay, this is dumb as hell. And
you gotta get on TikTok.
I think the TikTok's what I'm gonna get on, just because I keep seeing amazing content come out of TikTok, and so I need to be part of that pulse.
Exactly.
It's a Chinese information grabbing mechanism. Don't do it, bro.
That
too.
It is though.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I'm not like a presidential candidate. Like what are they gonna get out of me? Like fucking, it's like, oh, we got him good. Like fucking, oh, okay. Okay.
I don't know. Like I almost don't even post shit on Facebook anymore.
Yeah, I post a lot less than I used to.
Yeah, it's hard to like. Yeah, I get like once in a while I'll get sucked into because it's impossible to post anything on Facebook without it, like, unless you're posting like a funny thing, like it's gonna get serious. You know what I mean? Like no matter what you post, it's gonna get serious. Like someone's gonna comment, it's gonna be an argument. And like that's where I liked Facebook. And then now, yeah, you can't fucking post anything without like, you know, someone's gonna come attack you for, you know, just like, well, that's bullshit. You know what I mean? You shouldn't think that way. Like blah 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 blah.
We all have a mutual friend on Facebook that posts a lot of Bernie Sanders stuff and democratic socialism stuff. And one of my favorite things is when I see that, I like to scroll through the comments because I know somewhere in there, Beeves is going to lose his mind. I
don't know. Yeah, dude, I get so fired up. Like, it's just like, fucking you dumb son of a bitch. Like, fuck you. Like, yeah, I get very worked up. I try not to, but then it's just like I lose my goddamn mind.
Beeves, are you into audiobooks very much?
Dude, I used to listen to a lot of audiobooks. I haven't in a minute. When I used to drive a lot, like to work, yeah, that's the way to do it. If you got a 2-hour drive, just throw on an audiobook. But no, I haven't. The last one I listened to was the Steve Jobs one, and that was like 2 years ago.
Dude, one of my buddies, like hardcore libertarian, was like, man, you have got to listen to this audiobook. I listened to it the entire drive yesterday. It's like a 26-hour audiobook. I think I listened to it for like 14 hours. It's called The Creature from Jekyll Island.
Oh my God.
Dude, it's about the Federal Reserve.
Oh my God.
Oh, dude. Oh my God. It will infuriate you. It will infuriate you.
Just because of my hatred of conspiracy theories? Is that what you're getting at?
No, because it's how the Federal Reserve has been set up in our country. Between that and the taxation of the middle class in the United States, how the United States funds other countries and loans money to other countries. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like here recently, I have just like calmed down over the financial shitstorm in 2008, and then this book fucking
got you all worked up again.
I was screaming at the windshield yesterday, just angry. What the fuck? Fuck.
Who's the author?
I would have to look it up. I can't remember. It's on my Audible list, but I mean,
boom. I don't know if I could get into that. Like, dude, sometimes like, yeah, dude, that's like watching the news to me. It's like all in the same fucking thing. Is I get like too What do you got there, Brad?
G. Edward Griffin.
Yep.
Huh.
I would say that's the one.
Dude, that's crazy.
Dude, it will blow your mind. That's another conversation. The same guy that told me to listen to that book. We had a conversation, and we're talking about really the only way to fix our economic system is to just let it crumble. That's really the only way it can be fixed.
Fuck it.
I don't. Yeah.
Shit, baby. Either that or let's move out. It's out of my control.
Sell North Dakota to Canada.
Exactly. And Florida to the highest bidder. But North Dakota can only go to Canada, and Florida goes to the highest bidder. And I want the price, the payment of both of those to equal up to the national debt.
No.
Nobody would spend money on Florida. If the drug trade was still as good as it was in the 80s, maybe. But not now.
You got a lot of shit there. Sports.
Got Disneyland.
Cruise lines.
Meth.
Tigers.
Yeah.
Look what you got in North Dakota, and they get all the mineral rights too. I want trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars. Sell them both. If the country's a business and your business was in this position, you'd sell some shit.
I see, and I look at it differently. I think we should sell California.
I don't know about that. Maybe.
It's the largest economy in the country.
Yeah.
Okay, seriously, like, not to get too conspiracy theory, like, down this, like, serious rabbit hole, but fucking, I wish California would succeed from the union. And just, like, because they already think they're better than everybody else and think that they, they're, like, woke as fuck. Like, I guarantee you, if California succeeded, it will never happen. But if it did, it would, like, prove how fucking stupid woke culture is. And, like, like if they succeeded from the union, their taxes would just keep going up and they'd keep on this, like, Bernie Sanders fucking mindset. But then all the companies would just move. You know what I mean? It's a matter of time before all these, like, tech industries realize that, like, if they just move to, like, a Republican state, they're not going to get taxed as hard and they're just going to head out.
Right.
I would fucking kill for that. Like, I think it would be the perfect, like, social experiment if California just, I mean, yeah, they would just crumble. Like, it's unsustainable, the whole idea of, like, of what they're all about. And then they drag the rest of the country, and New York and California just drag the rest of us onto their bullshit. Like, yeah, not to.
I don't know. Sell Florida.
What? Why Florida? I like Florida.
Worst
Why does
state.
everyone hate Florida?
It's the worst state. It's everything
Why?
bad comes out of Florida.
Have you been to Florida?
No, I would never step foot off the plane.
Why? Florida's awesome. I love Florida.
God.
Let's go to Miami.
Yeah.
What?
Let's go to Miami. I just got laid off. Let's go to Miami.
There's a quarantine in effect.
Wouldn't be a terrible place to get stuck. When's hurricane season?
I have no idea.
It's coming.
Yeah, they got hurricanes too.
Nothing better than a quarantine during hurricane season.
Fucking alligator.
I didn't think about that. Like, oh my God, that would be a shit show.
Everybody stay there. It's a form of population control, man. You guys got to get Cody Johnson on this podcast.
Oh my God. I couldn't do it. I couldn't fucking
get him about 12 beers deep.
Dude, last night I freaked out on Cody a little bit. I couldn't fucking deal with it, dude. Fucking.
What was he doing?
Just the same shit. You get him a few fucking beers in, and it's just a fucking total different person you're talking to. We're like trying to game, and he will not shut the fuck. Just giving the guys over there. Like, dude, shut the fuck up. And then he went silent for like 10 minutes, just all pissed off at me for fucking yelling at him.
Beebs, you're having this function over there.
I know. I can't fucking do anything about it.
Episode 1. Good stuff.
Boom.
Covered a lot of shit.
Is Bradley trying to cut us off right now? Fuck you, Bradley. You have no power here. I don't care.
You guys want to wrap it up?
They want me to go to work today, but I just really don't want to.
Do it. It's a nice day.
It's North Dakota. It's not a nice day outside.
It ain't snowing.
That's true. It snowed the day I left. I woke up and there was like 3 inches of snow here. It's like, what the fuck?
It was miserable.
Dumb. Super stupid.
How cold is it over there?
It's like 60.
Yeah, it's like I think it's 56 today. It's really
Nice.
nice.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not terrible.
Well, you guys want to wrap this up?
Let's wrap it up.
Rock and roll. Well, it was good talking to you, buddy. Hope you have a good rest of your day.
I will. We should play some Xbox at some point.
Rock and roll. Rock and roll. Are you going to be on today?
Yeah, I'm probably not going anywhere.
Boom. I'll hit you up shortly.
All right, sounds like a plan, dude. I like it. Bradley, good times as always. I appreciate seeing you. Pet your dog for me.
Okay. We'll do this again.
I'm down. Hopefully I'll have a headset next time so I don't have to deal with Beavs' weird noises.
Boom. Well, rock and roll, guys.
I like it, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, have a good night, man. Good day.
Take it easy, boys.
All right. Vince is gone. That was pretty good.
Yeah, it's a good first show.
Round of applause. Yeah. Yeah, it was a good first show.
We got the messages rolling in.
Oh, Jesus.
Boom. Well, thank you guys for, sticking around, watching the first show. Yeah. We're gonna try to do this weekly. So it should be live like Monday or something like that of every week.
Yep, we'll be back next week. YouTube, hopefully Spotify, and other outlets too as we progress along, and future guests and all that kinds of fun stuff.
Boom.
So it was good, and we'll be back. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thank you guys.
See you guys.
Bye.
God came down the very next day, put his hand on my head, and he say, I cross mountains, I cross seas, can't seem to get far enough away to be free. On my heels today, place to place and face to face, 10 more miles to this tank, Rio Grande. I stop and I think. Well, I jump track and I jump ship. Well, I mouth off and I beat your lip. Well, I jump track and I jump ship. Well, I mouth off and off it went. Well, I can't be saved. My life, it's worthless. It's hard to save a life that has no purpose. The devil came out, yeah, to see my last show. Then he shook my hand and he say, hell no. Well, I jump track and I jump ship.